Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my household sinking funds. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Janelle and I do all things budgeting. I also include work week lunches, grocery hauls, meal planning, and lifestyle videos. So if those are videos you are interested in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and share with your friends and family. So we're going to jump on into it today. So if you don't know, I do two budgets. I do a personal budget and I do a household budget. I have already set up my personal budget and showed you guys my budget setup for my personal budget. So I'll leave those videos in my playlist in the description box so you guys can check that out. Now, I have not made a decision on whether or not I'm going to share my household budget going forward for at least just right now, only because my biggest focus is my personal budget, or if I'm going to do my household budget once a quarter or something like that. I just don't know yet, but our household budget or our household sinking funds is very important to our overall budget. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys what my actual categories are and what those categories actually entail. So since the beginning of time, I've always gone back and forth with what my sinking funds would be, because right now our sinking funds don't have lots of money in there, and I feel like if I generalize them too much, then I don't save enough money for all the things that I do. And if I make them specialized or do too many sinking funds, then I get overwhelmed and then I don't save any money in there. So I kind of found the middle ground for myself, and so I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be doing. I do use Ally Bank to hold all of our household sinking funds, and they only allow you to have 10 buckets. So this also helped me to narrow down my main sinking funds and then having subcategories underneath. And if you haven't watched any of my videos, this is like my budget or like my sinking funds binder. I do a cashless system, so this is kind of what it looks like. So I'm gonna kind of skip baby girl. I'm gonna go to something that has a little bit more. So for instance, home maintenance. Home maintenance is the actual sinking fund, but within home maintenance, I have money that I save for home maintenance. I have money that I save for lawn care, and then I have money that I save for cleaning. So although it may all equal out to one thing, I know that there's separate money saved for each of these things. And so it does still help me to save for specific things until I'm able to build up more money and I can just say home maintenance and just pay what needs to be paid out of there. So that is how I actually kind of set up my sinking funds. So we are going to jump into it. This is the budget book that I'm actually going to be using for my household budget. I do have a digital version that I'll be using as well too, and you guys will see that in my annual budget because I will be sharing that with you guys. But my goal this year is to be nice and simple, as much as I can be, and really just focus on the numbers and making sure I'm getting the information out to you guys. These pens that I'm using, I don't know why I feel like I need to share this with y'all lately, but these Papermate pens, this is the 0.7. Y'all, I love these so stinking much, okay? I love them, I love them, I love them. I had got like a 4-pack of or a 5-pack of, different colors. But I have a thing with pens. Like, I love pens and I love a good pen. Like, it can change your budget. It can change your life. All right, y'all. So that is enough talking. Let's actually get into the budget. So I'm not even sure how I'm going to do this, but I'm just going to write them all in and we're just going to go with the flow. Okay. So, we're going to do, sinking funds, sinking funds. Okay. All right, so the first sinking fund I have is going to be Baby Girl. And that is for our almost 1-year-old, y'all. Why is she getting so big? Why is she getting so big? And for Baby Girl, we are literally just saving money for her, for all things that we need to save for her. And then also for school. So I want to be able to save money for her school tuition and any money for like back to school. At this point now, she is going to start needing clothes and stuff like that. We've been very lucky up until this point. My husband's boss has a daughter that is like older, but still had like a whole lot of clothes that could fit baby girl. And so she's been wearing a lot of those and has come in handy. So we really haven't had to spend money on clothes that much. So we've been very grateful for that. So I just want to get a head start on that. So that is going to be our first sinking fund. Our next sinking fund is going to be fun. And fun consists of quite a few things, not quite a few things, but the first one is going to be for fun, and that's just, family activities, going to the zoo, going out to eat, just doing small things, or fun activities, like, if we want to go, what is it called? Like pumpkin carving and stuff like that. For October and stuff, like we have money to do those things. The next one is going to be a vacation. I know my husband wants us to go on a vacation. We're going to see if that actually happens or not. But eventually we want to at least do one vacation out of the year. And then lastly is going to be racing. If you're new to my channel, me and my husband are huge sports fans. We're also huge racing fans as well. And so we try to go to several of the races that are here in Texas throughout the year. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But we try to, so I always want to say for that, because that is very different from just like regular fun for us. Okay, so fun is going to be the next one, or that was the one that we just did. Next is going to be health. And health kind of consists of everything health. So that's, co-pays, or deductibles, buying medication, or just things for our wellness, things of that sort, going to the dentist, the doctor, all of that kind of good stuff. So the whole thing is just health, y'all. Everything just kind of encompasses that. I know there are some people that have a health sinking fund, but they break it down by like co-pays, medications, and things of that sort. But I think that this just works for us this way, and I don't really need to change it that much. Okay, next is going to be holidays. Okay, so now that we have a little one with us, we do have to get a little bit more festive, and I'm learning as a first-time parent that these things can get very expensive. You have teachers you got to buy gifts for, friends, families, all sorts of different things, y'all, especially with Christmas. So I want to be prepared going into the new year. So we're going to be budgeting a little bit more for holidays, and holidays really just consist of, if you guys don't know, we don't really celebrate too many holidays, but we do a little something. And then we have birthdays that we want to be able to cover. And then Christmas is always going to be separate because that is just a big ticket item. And it just involves a lot. The other holidays are really just like small stuff that you may have to, do. But we also don't, like I said, celebrate a lot of those. So I am not too worried about them. So that is going to be my setup for holidays. So our next sinking fund is going to be home. And I just changed this because we used to have home maintenance and household. However, I'm just putting them all together, and then I'm just going to have an envelope, a index card for each. So for home, I am going to have household. Even though I already have a cash envelope for household, this is for my bulk buying that I want to do quarterly, or home decor, because I'm wanting to continue to turn our house into a home, and just like other things like that. If we need to purchase like furniture, like big ticket items, that's not a monthly situation, but we still need to have money for. Next is going to be clothes, and that's just clothes for the household. Next is going to be lawn care, and that's to take care of our lawn right now. It's winter time, and so we don't need to have our grass cut or anything like that. Next is just going to be maintenance, and that is just maintenance on the house. So, yearly we get our tankless water heater cleaned. We get our air ducts cleaned. Also, if we need to do like any pest control, like any maintenance on our house, like if something breaks or things of that sort, that's what that maintenance is for. And then lastly, we have cleaning, because I do try to have our house cleaned once a month. I'm thinking about doing a deep clean for January to start off the new year, but we'll see how that works out. Next is going to be our HOA. We do live in an HOA, and that is just going to be HOA. And our dues, I think last year we paid like $900. We do have quite a few things, and then I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, our community, they put on a lot of different events. There's so much stuff that happens in our neighborhood, so I think it's worth it. It's $900 for the year. And so, I mean, we do have a pool, a playground. We do live, close to a lot of other things. I don't kind of want to give away in the area of where I live, so I don't want to say some other things, but yeah, it's a very nice area. So I want to be able to save for the HOA instead of taking it out of our checking account all at one time, because we did that in 2021 and I didn't care for it too much, y'all. I did not care for it too much. Next, we're going to do pets. So we do have 2 bearded dragon, Xerxes and Atticus, and they're just pets. So it's all things pets. We do need to replace like their light bulbs, get them new like furniture stuff like in their cages, get them new cages, buy them food, because normally I just buy it out of my grocery budget, but I want to get to a point where we have money in this sinking fund to be able to just take care of them straight. So we are working on that. We're actually doing a really good job. So I'm very proud of ourselves, but that is going to be our pet sinking fund. And then lastly, y'all, we have our savings sinking fund. Okay, I know it's like almost contradicting itself, but there's like a million different things that I have for this savings. Okay, so underneath this savings sinking fund, we have moving, because my husband does want us to move back to Florida at some point. We have weather. Although this is cash, I do have a weather sinking fund because we live in the state of Texas. It is a catastrophe state and anything can happen. And whenever we lose light or anything like that, sometimes you need cash to be able to get things done. So I do keep a small amount of cash on us at all times to be able to help us during that time. As I'm filming this is the week of the 23rd, 24th. We're actually right now going through like a nice little Arctic blast. So it's been like in the teens here. And so if anything happened, lights went out or we needed to buy water and stuff like that, we would have that cash to be able to, help us and stuff like that. So I do have that. Then we are going to officially start our emergency fund that will not be touched. And the reason I say that is because in this next one, we have our rainy day fund. I am going to be doing a video on all of our bank accounts, so you guys stay tuned for that, because I'm going to show you guys or talk about how we divvy up where all of our money goes for savings and things of that sort. But our rainy day fund is going to be sitting in our savings account with our credit union, because that credit union does not give us great interest in our savings, but our emergency fund will sit in our ally account and accrue that interest and stuff like that. We're also not going to be touching it. So the goal or the reasoning behind it will be is that we have that rainy day fund for those small like inconveniences and emergencies and stuff like that, and the emergency fund, which is our emergency fund, we will build up to our 3 to 6 month savings. These are just other things that I have thought of that we needed. I don't know if we're going to be saving for it just yet, but I did want to write them down. So the next things were taxes, and I'll kind of talk about taxes whenever I go over my annual budget for our household. Next is going to be legal. So this is something me and my husband have been talking about, just making sure that we get a will, power of attorney and things of that sort. Now that we have a child and things of that sort, we need to make sure that we have those things in place if anything was ever to happen to us. Next is going to be insurance, and I'm not eventually, our household account will involve all of our things. And so I want to start saving up for some insurances that we're probably going to be adding on to our policies in the future, such as life insurance. Even though each of us have one with our jobs, I would still like for us to have one separately in case, we stopped working or something like that. And then some other things. And then lastly, we have deductibles, and that's just what I'm gonna and that is going to be like our deductible for our home insurance, for car insurance, at least more so for my husband, and things of that sort. But anything that involves our house that needs a deductible, I would like to already have that money saved up and sitting down. Yes, it may be an emergency, but that is the emergency, is the deductible emergency. And so if something was to happen to our home and we needed to pay our deductible, then we would have that money to be able to take out and put it towards there. But y'all, that completes our, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different sinking funds for our household and what each of them contain. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it kind of helps you as to, if you're learning about sinking funds for the first time, it kind of helps you think about, what are the things that you're kind of wanting to save for or you need to save for. These all don't have to get filled up at the same time. Let's just say we're more so focused on, filling up our health sinking fund and not worried so much about home or holidays or things of that sort. You don't have to put money into all of them all at the same time, but these are our sinking funds for our household, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you were able to learn and get some good information from it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.